Peace, everyone. My name is Jasmine. Today is August the 9th, 2023, and this is my journal entry. I hope everything is well with everyone. Everything is going well with me. So, these last few weeks since I talked to you guys, I've made some changes. Some things came to me. It'd be odd how things come to you from spirit. It's like they always come unexpected. They always come in the most unexpected ways. But like when you're called to do something, and it's from spirit, you should probably move on it. So I've been a medium probably all my life. So I deal with, the deceased, the people that have transitioned and passed on, people who have moved on to the other side. Um, and I also help souls that are here, connect with people that's passed on. And I also help souls who haven't quite went on. I can help them to, leave this realm and go on to the next. So that's always kind of been my thing. Um I deal in grief a lot. So it has pushed me to really revisit the grief process, the grief part of things, and what that looks like. Sorry, that's my office phone. The grief process of things and like what that looks like. Um and also going through grief myself, with my mother passing. I feel like so I like to serve people in that way. Not only by providing like mediumship services, but I like to assist families that are preparing for a loved one to pass away or preparing for or the patient or the person themselves preparing to pass on. It's just something about, holding their hand, loving them, hugging on them, talking to them, assisting them with their needs as they prepare to pass on, or even allowing them to pass in the way that they want to pass. When my mother was dying, I planned her whole death, and that was so selfish of me. I'm like, we're going to get you a hospital bed. You're going to pass away at my house surrounded by family. And I mean, she protested it. She told me to the day she was dying, like, I'm not dying in your house. I'm like, oh, you are. And the family going to be there. We're going to take care of you and we're going to support you. And this what we're going to do. And I remember her telling, she told all my kids, like, I'm not dying in this house. I don't even want to leave this memory here. So I wasn't surprised when I had left to go on like a little mini spiritual retreat slash vacation, and she passed away when I was gone. She ended up in inpatient hospice, and she passed away there. And when my brother asked her, she told my brother that she sent me away because I offered to stay home because I knew she had pneumonia. I offered to stay home just to make sure she got her antibiotics and stuff, but she insisted I go. I guess I got on her nerves. Is it still recording? I think it is. I'm sorry, y'all, my phone ring. But and then that's when I went away and she passed away in a hospice unit. She didn't want to pass away in my home. I didn't realize like how selfish I was during her death process until recently. I was selfish. Um, I didn't allow. I tried to fight against her passing away. She wanted to pass away. Now I made sure all her arrangements post death were exactly what she wanted, but I didn't support how she wanted to die. And what I'm saying is that that's extremely important. Start having those conversations with your family now. Let them know how you want to pass away because it's important. That's a transition. Just like when you're pregnant and you're having children and you plan your birth, whether it's a be at home birth or in the hospital, and how you're going to bring the baby home, you have just as much right to plan how you would like to pass away. And even though people don't like to deal with death, it's ultimately a part of life. Everybody's going to go at some point um, into another, plane of existence. So I decided to get my certification as a death doula. You don't have to, be certified to be a death doula, but it looks better if you were, if that makes any sense. It looks better. So I decided to go ahead and try that out. So I've embarked on my new journey. I'm already making meaningful connections of people that I can partner up with and work with. This will be on a voluntary basis for now because I find a lot of comfort in this. This is very much spirit led. I think I told y'all the story last episode how when I had said a prayer over my this woman I consider a sister, I said a prayer over her, and I just heard the voice like to pray, keep going, and the words were just given to me. And ever since then, every time I pray, the words are just naturally given to me. And I'm not good. I never felt like I was good at praying, but Spirit always gives me the right words to say at the right time. So it's really helping me. I'm thankful. So that's my next journey. So my challenge for everybody this week is think about how you want to pass away. Do you want to be buried or cremated? Do you want a funeral or a memorial? Do you want a vigil set up? What family members do you want there? What family members do you not want there? Um, if you're terminally ill, like do you want music playing? Do you want your hand held, or do you want to be left alone? Do you want to die at home or in a hospice unit? There's like so many options, and also this is very controversial, but if you have a terminal illness, you can choose to die sooner. At one point in life, I'm like, oh man, that's suicide. You can't do that. But people have the right to choose how they want to pass away. They have the right to do what they want to do. And if that's how they want to transition, then they should be supported. Also, I implore you to support whoever's dying, even if it's a family member. Working in nursing, I see that a lot, especially with the elderly. It's like they will tell their children, like, I don't want nothing done. I'm ready to go. I want hospice. And them families will fight tooth and nail. So then you got these people miserable, in pain, slowly dying with G tubes, trachs, all types of shit to keep them alive. Um, Defibrillators, all this other stuff to keep them alive, and they be ready to go. So like if you have a parent that's like, elderly, and I know this is a hard conversation and some people ain't gonna like me for this, but I'm gonna keep it real with you. If you got a family member and they know they ready to go, honor their wishes. Like, I think that's selfish for us. I had a 90-something-year-old patient. She was diagnosed with lung cancer. She didn't want treatment. She didn't want chemo, but because of her beginning with the confusion and the Alzheimer's disease, her family took control of that. They put this 90-something-year-old woman through aggressive chemo. So she spent her last days sick, vomiting, hair falling out, not being able to eat, too weak to walk. And that's not what she wanted. And she had one daughter who like advocated for her. And the one daughter was like, she would have never wanted this. She would have fought this tooth and nail. She always said she didn't want this. And here are the other siblings in the family doing what they want to keep her there. Talking about giving her a chance at life. Or they didn't want her to go. I think grief can make it selfish, unfortunately. It's hard. You push to keep people here. When we found out my mom had cancer, some of my brothers, they were pissed at me for, you know, honoring what she wanted. They were angry with me. Like, why isn't she not fighting for chemo? And I'm looking at them like the doctor said either way it goes, she gonna die. And chemo might give her 2 or 3 extra months, but do she want 2 or 3 extra months uncomfortable and agony, throwing up and all that stuff? No. So she lived her last few days peaceful and she went. I mean, don't get me wrong, cancer is painful, but those chemo treatments, they can be a lot too. Now, I'm not saying that anyone with cancer shouldn't fight, but if they know that death is imminent and they choose not to fight, why aren't we honoring their wishes? So this conversation is not about to be for chemotherapy or radiation or any other type of treatment or to be against it when death is still imminent. Because sometimes chemo stuff is good for people to prolong life. I've seen like chemo as a palliative treatment just to kind of prolong things or to slow things down. I've seen it before. So it's not that, it's about letting people choose to do what they want to do and giving them the right to do so. So, just like you plan your birthday parties, just like you plan the birth of your children and how you're going to raise your children, start having these conversations about death. And even if you don't have children, have them now. I don't care if you're 20, 19. Start having these conversations now so that, when the time do come, it's a possibility that you can, pass away, that you want to pass away. Anyhow, that's it for today. I hope you all have a good day. Don't forget to love on yourself 11 times in the morning, 11 times at night. Um, Take time to take care of yourself. Take yourself on a date. Take yourself to the movies. If you're married and you haven't been spending time with your spouse, spend time with your spouse and love on your family first. Don't allow work or other things get in the way of you loving yourself and you loving those around you. Because at the end of the day, shit, that job don't care about you, but your family do. Peace.